angels waging war in the unseen realm. Global events fulfilling biblical prophecy. Eternal life. What lies beyond mortality? From analyzing the paranormal from a biblical worldview to the discussion of cutting-edge science and technology, conspiracy, discovery, special investigative reports. Unafraid to explore the challenging issues facing humanity. Welcome to another edition of Skywatch TV.
People I worked with back in my secular broadcasting days thought I was a little bit nuts when I announced that we were going to come here and partner with Tom and Nita Horn as part of Skywatch TV. Welcome, I'm Derek Gilbert. And today is a program that explains what sold Sharon and me on the concept of becoming a part of Skywatch TV. And that is what's going on behind the scenes at a place called Whispering Ponies Ranch. Joining us to talk about it today is Skywatch TV CEO Tom Horn and the driving force behind Whispering Ponies Ranch, Nita Horn, who, by the way, we should also mention, her brand new book, memoir, No Fences, is now available. And we start talking about this, we'll bring out the Kleenex, keep those on hand, standby. A lot of exciting things happening at Whispering Ponies Ranch, and this is the kind of thing that when we first came and talked to you about the possibility of becoming a part of Skywatch TV, a lot of people who are firmly grounded in common sense said, no, that's pie in the sky, that'll never happen. But here we are, and things are happening right in front of our eyes practically. So let's talk about what is going on at Whispering Ponies Ranch. You guys have come so far in the year since we've been here. And just seeing the ponies and the way you now have them, the facilities that you built for them is amazing. But of course, the real focus is what will these horses be doing? They're cute and all, but there's more to it than just cuteness.
Right. Well, we're fixing to have a couple of our first events to the ranch, and we're real excited about that. We've been planning it for a while, and our first group of people will be a miniature donkey fellowship, and they are excited to come. Some of their leaders came and visited yesterday, and we showed them the facilities and the update and where we are. They were really excited when they left. And one of the most amazing things about having them come is they are also introducing me to the idea of adding to our farm little donkeys to the mix. And I'm excited about all of that. So this is a really wonderful opportunity for them to get to know what we do with therapy and for them to show us what they do. And they have used, some of their donkeys have been used in therapy in a different degree, but it's all exciting for me.
Well, what is it about the therapy horses that breaks down that barrier in children who've been abused?
Well, there's no reason for these kids to not trust these animals. These animals do not have any agenda. They just are, and they simply are just these furry, fuzzy little loving creatures that when they reach down to pet them, they reciprocate with pony kisses or whatever you want to call it. But these kids have they just have a magical way of connecting with these little animals without any fear. Trust has been broken with some of these little kids, and with these horses too. That's one of the main things that makes a great therapy animal is when you're training them, they learn to trust, and so it's that trust that brings that bond to those to not just children. I've seen it happen in adults as well. So they're just amazing. It's an amazing thing.
Well, a few days ago, we had the opportunity to go and take a tour of the ranch. This was a few days ago before I, shaved this off. And we'd like to show you now exactly what is going on at Whispering Ponies Ranch.
There's an old adage in show business that you never work with kids or animals. This is Skywatch TV. I'm Derek Gilbert, but we are here in a facility today that is specifically designed for children and for animals, here with Tom and Nita Horn at Whispering Ponies Ranch. We wanted to give you a look at what's going on inside the facilities where the animals are being trained to work with children. Tom, the arena that we're standing inside right now, what all have you guys been doing here?
Yeah, well, of course, the construction of this arena, this is a very large building, as you can see, standing inside of it. And we had told people a while back that we were going to be bringing them an update about all of the construction, the improvements, the accomplishments. And so we decided today we would start right here inside the giant arena.
Now, Nita, I'm from Chicago, and to me, you know, wildlife growing up was squirrels and pigeons. So I'm completely at a loss here. You'll have to help me out. How are you going to make use of this building with the horses?
Well, amazingly, with all of the construction debris laying around, it's a pretty good obstacle course already. However, we are planning to clean this all up and move everything out and bring in some real challenges for these little animals to help desensitize them to things that may scare them. You know, like when they're visiting and loud noises. So we'll have some obstacles that will be noise oriented. We'll have other obstacles that will be like movement oriented, paper bags flying in the wind. We've got one over there right now. I call that one the Tire of Terror. And it's just a big tractor tire with a tarp over it, and it's an amazing feat to get them little critters through. But yes, that's what we're going to use this building for. We'll become the premier therapy horse training center for this region.
Well, come along with us. We're going to show you some of the different aspects of Whispering Ponies Ranch. Okay, Nita, now tell us about the room that we're in right now and what's going on back here behind us.
Well, back behind us we have it's a wash station, and you can put up to 3 horses back there and wash them in the hot and cold water. So the horses love that warm water. And then on the sides where we're standing is where they can drip dry, and then we do our clipping and all of our grooming and get them ready for different events or visits. And then down that direction, we have all of our buggies and all of our carts for when we do parades and such. And then on the far end, we have all the tack where we keep our harnesses and our saddles for different things.
How many different buggies do we have here? What kind of events are we looking at possibly seeing the horses in someday?
Well, we like to do parades. We're doing that kind of thing, and also mostly around the farm. We love to hook them up and let the kids and anybody that visits gets to take a buggy ride. That's always fun.
Yeah, and again, I mean, this is primarily for therapeutic reasons, but we also have people that are going to be using the Whispering Ponies Ranch for a general retreat facility, a place to just come and get some rest and recreation, a time of healing. And so a little bit later today we'll also be showing some of the trails, some of the big surprises that we want to talk about. But we wanted people to see that this is a world-class operation that we're building here, a place where horses can be treated therapeutically. But this is a complete situation: septic systems, hot and cold running water, drainage systems in the floor. So we're really proud of what the people that are supporting Skywatch Television and Whispering Ponies Ranch are helping us build here.
There's a lot of infrastructure involved in putting together something like Whispering Ponies Ranch. Tom, what are some of the things you all have been constructing out here?
Yeah, well, standing outside here now, we're in the area where all of the horse paddocks are at. These have been built to work with both small horses but also large horses. Later this year, we will have riding horses that will be on the property as well. These paddocks have, again, it's a world-class setup. The best kind of fencing apparatus. These have got automatic watering systems that are heated in the winter. All of the horses have the little run-ins that you can see out back behind us. And, I kind of joke with my wife a little bit about those run-ins. They're all cute, and each one of them look like a little tiny barn. And I said, really? Them horses probably will never even use those. And then the first storm came along, and they were all inside the run-ins. So I got sold immediately on the need for that as well.
How important are the automatic watering systems? Again, being a city boy, this is something I just don't ever think about. Water comes out of the tap in the sink. Why is that important for the horses?
This is important for me because my knuckles are much happier. In the winter, when you have to cart water bucket by bucket to all these animals, and then you have to bust the ice after it freezes, you have to do that a couple times a day. The watering systems for me saves me an awful lot of time. And so then I'm more efficient getting more done just with the animals themselves. So very important. And also in the summertime, the automatic watering systems are less likely to have algae. which is not good for the animals either. So they stay cleaner. So it's a much better deal, and I'm loving it.
And there's infrastructure for humans as well, Tom.
Yes, just off behind us here, the public will be able to see that in the B-roll that'll play. But we also now have the public bathrooms, and that has been completed as well. So we, again, want the public to be aware of everything they're helping us build here so that we'll have a full-fledged operating general retreat facility and a world-class animal training, therapy animal training center.
We're standing in front of an opportunity that the Lord dropped in Tom and Nita's lap here. Tom, tell us, what is it that we're standing in front of?
Yeah, well, you remember, Derek, a while back we did an update on the Whispering Ponies Ranch, and we asked people to pray with us about a piece of land that we had the opportunity to perhaps purchase. Well, we want to give everybody the big news. We did make a giant step of faith, and we have now taken possession of the 118 acres that sit right next to the Whispering Ponies Ranch. And we're standing actually in front of a really large field back here that we imagine is going to be the sports field. One of the things that we found at Camp Davidson, which we had built in Oregon before coming to Missouri, how important it is to have a really large sport field for events. So this is one of the places where therapy animals will be used, even large riding therapy animals with children, let's say, that have autism, some of the Special Olympics type kids, or again, a general retreat facility where people can play, sports and camp games and that sort of thing. So we drove down here onto the property now so that people will see that we've taken this step of faith and we now have the land, and we're hoping that people are going to continue helping us so we can develop it into a full-fledged retreat facility.
So, Nita, how does this field, will this help the programs that you're developing for Whispering Ponies Ranch?
Well, I can imagine children walking with their little pony in this field, connecting with the little animal and being able to see the birds and to smell the grass and the flowers blooming. And they can bond with these little animals in ways they will never bond with humans, some people. I know for a fact, because I have a special little pony that I'm bonded pretty much with. But yeah, that's part of what this field, we can do all kinds of games out here that you can't play indoors. And it just gives them the freedom to experience the outdoors.
The children respond to the ponies in a way they don't respond to adults.
Yes, they do. The ponies are so unassuming, and these little kids, they trust, and it's all about trust. Because these little ponies, they trust. They have to trust in order to follow you. And these little children, when they have these ponies that follow them, they begin to trust. And it's a true bond of trust, and it's amazing.
And that's actually, how part of the healing process occurs. And we witnessed this at the last camp facility. It was the thing that impressed me the most. When these kids come in, some of them are damaged, they've become wards of the state, they've been abused, and trust is really important. They have to learn once again to be able to trust, and the animals help them do that. So that's one way in which this field is going to be used, but this field, as you know, is only one really small part of the land that we just purchased. I'd like to take you over now. We'll drive to the other side where we just put in a new pond that is filling full of water as we speak, and that's where we want to build the first of the lodges that we're going to build for Whispering Ponies Ranch.
Standing in front of the new ponds now, Tom. What's going to be happening here?
Yeah, well, we just drove over here from the last location where we were showing them the field, and this area over here is higher up the mountain. We just put in a brand new pond. Now we're waiting for rain to come along to fill up said pond, right? And as soon as the pond is full, we will stock it with fish. They're only able to see a small part of the pond behind us. It actually continues on behind the cameraman the other direction. But this will be another part. Little paddle boats. There'll be a bridge here. Now, right up above this pond, people can't see there's a hillside over here. Maybe we'll get some of that in the B-roll later. But that's where we intend to build the first lodge. And that lodge will be able to take care of approximately 50 people. And then we'll add a phase 2 to it later on. So hopefully we'll have VIP lodging for approximately 100 people. And then we'll go to the next phase and start working on the next one. But yeah, so we're very, very excited about this, and we wanted people to see that we didn't just buy the land. We already are in here. We've had crawlers and dozers in here. We're doing work on the property, and we're moving along full steam ahead. We do intend to start running program at the Whispering Ponies Ranch literally in about 60 days from now. Our first events will be taking place on the property.
So long term, the lodge would be for retreat purposes or writers' conferences or?
All of the above. Any kind of general retreat situation. And this lodge will all be VIP rooms, meaning that every one of them would be like a suite in a hotel where each room has its own kitchenette, it'll have its own bath, it'll have all of the above, and king-size beds and that sort of thing. So, we hope to break ground on the new lodge within probably 4 months from right now. So we have very aggressive plans. Of course, it's going to take a miracle from God. It's going to take donors who will continue helping us. But we've made a step of faith. We took our own money and put a down payment on the property, and we're in here working on it right now. Very excited about it.
It's quite a lot of progress that you've made in the course of the last year. What are some of the facilities there? You talked about the facilities for recreational vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
How are those going to be used?
Well, you saw the film that we just shot out there on location when you still had your beard
Yes.
a few days ago. And the recreational facilities really are more horse-driven, carts, that sort of thing. We will be cutting in trails through that forest that we just bought, the opportunity to buy this additional 118 acres. And this was a giant step of faith, by the way. Timing is never perfect, is it, in ministry things? We had talked about this land. We even suggested in a program a few months ago that we wanted people to help us pray about it. And then out of the blue, the owner contacts us a few weeks ago and says, you want it or you don't want it. I'm putting it up for sale. I'm going to list it with an agent, and I've already got a couple of neighboring farmers that are looking at the land, already talking to me. We just had to make a giant step of faith, and so we did. We went and put money down on it, and somehow we believe that God is going to put it in people's heart to help us pay that property off. But the entire program there will be like a general retreat facility. But again, the heart of it is being driven by these therapy animals. And what we intend to build Whispering Ponies Ranch into will be a premier training facility. That means everything. It means, we should explain it to you better than I can. It means qualifying the animal. They have to have the right kind of temperament. They have to have the right kind of gait. You can't have a horse that would kick a child. So you're qualifying them that way, and then you're going through this process of getting them past their fears. And she knows all these different kinds of elements. They've already got a few of them over there now.
We're planning to build a bunch more, but we do have a few, and that's one of the main criteria where we are at. If it can't be managed by a child, it can't stay. And it doesn't qualify, instant disqualification. So we have selected I've done a lot of shopping for little ponies, trust me. And we've got a couple of little boys, stallions, and a couple of little mares that make great little animals. And some of them are already in use, and some of them are up and coming. So we're very, very excited about the quality of what we're producing.
Yeah. Now, you've talked before that in the training, they have to learn to overcome their natural fear
Yes, they do.
of things that we as humans don't even think about, like just the difference in the feel of the ground between, say, the grass outside and a tiled floor.
Oh, yeah.
Why are these things so frightening to a miniature horse?
Well, everything to a little horse is a scary thing. I mean, from one terrain to another, from grass to tile, from tile to carpet, they don't know what it is, and it feels unsure to them. But because you're walking on it and you're training them to go with you, it's that trust again. It goes back to that trust where they see you're doing it with confidence, then they go right with you. And after a little while, they just get to where they don't even think about it because they know that you're not going to take them into any place that's dangerous. And that's what makes a great therapy animal. When they learn that you're just never going to put them in that harm's way, they will go anywhere you want them to go. And in their manners and all also, most of it is really easy to teach. It takes just a couple of times to tell them, no, you can't, that's not allowed. And after, because they all want to, you scratch on them, they want to scratch you back. So they have to learn they're not allowed to nibble on you, even though they can nibble each other. They're not allowed, and it's an affectionate thing. You have to teach them not to do that. So there's a lot of things that we teach them, and but they catch on really quick.
And you see this, it's a beautiful metaphor. I mean, horses, big and small, to them, everything is a predator. And so, like she showed me one day, you know, they're desensitizing a horse. She goes out to a mailbox. When you open the front of a mailbox, as far as that horse is concerned,
It's
that's a giant mouth, right? Something's going to bite them. Makes a weird noise. And what these horses, through a whole series of different kinds of things they use, everything from big tractor tires and put plastic over to make them walk over that, get them used to everything. But the psychology of what happens is such a beautiful biblical metaphor in that what they learn is that if you are taking them there, then it's okay because they know that you will not take them into a dangerous situation. So the situation after a while becomes irrelevant. Kids throwing firecrackers at in a fair. That's why we'll take them in these parades to give them all kinds of sights and sounds and sirens and everything else. But pretty soon it's because they trust you. They're not worried about what's going on around them. And isn't that our relationship with God? That pretty soon, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. So what they learned from us is exactly the same kind of relationship that God has given to us. But that's also how you use these therapy animals, again, with children that have been through traumatic events. Or some of these children are born, you know, they might have autism, they might have Down syndrome, they have a gap between the way they comprehend data and phenomenon around them as opposed to the way we learn. And so in Springfield, there's a riding program for Down children that don't have land right now, so we're going to be getting in contact with them, making them aware that our facility will be available for their use. So that's the vision behind Whispering Ponies Ranch.
Well, you've made a lot of progress there, but there are still some needs. With just a couple of minutes left, let's talk about some of the things that you need in order to take Whispering Ponies Ranch to the next step.
Yeah, actually, I mean, the very first thing we need to do now in phase 2 is we need to build the corporate office, which will be a large building because it'll also house the haying equipment that we need. We raise, cut, bale all of our own hay. We have staff that are working with us to do that. We also just built an RV park, which is finishing up right now, but that's for volunteers who will be able to come, retired persons that maybe they know how to run equipment or something like that can come and stay in the RV park. We'll feed them 3 meals a day. We'll provide the full hookups for their RV, water, electric, infrastructure, sewer. And then they can turn around and volunteer time to help us build fences, all the things that need to happen. But we need to raise the funds now, immediately, to build the corporate building, and the backside of that building will be where the hay and all that is stored. That's going to cost us probably about $100,000. When we're done, that building is going to be worth a whole lot more than that. And if we were to hire a contractor to come in and build it, it'd be probably $350,000. But we have people that work for us full time that know how to build, to rent a crane, stand up the steel, put it together. But we need about $100,000 to buy the material. And then there's one other thing we really need. With the acquisition of this new 118 acres, most of that is still forest land. We really need a small crawler, a D5 or a D6 or even a track loader. So if somebody could help us buy that, or if somebody has one they want to donate to us as an in-kind, we are a 501c3. We can provide a receipt that they can use for their tax purposes if they need that. And so we really hope that people will see this program today, see all the progress we've made so far. We've been building this out of some money that Nita and I had when we went to retire, and the Lord said, I've got another idea, right? And then some money as it's come in from Defender Publishing. People that buy our books and products are also helping us make these improvements to the property. We need to start building cabins that people will stay in when they're in the retreat facility. We're going to be building a lodge. We talked about that when we were on the property up above the lake that was just put in. So, yeah, we've made a great deal of progress. We've got a long ways yet to go. And but we're very anxious, and this year we are starting operations at Whispering Ponies Ranch, and that'll only just continue to get better and improve. If people want to invest in something that matters, these children are the most forgotten people on earth. There's nothing big and glorious and sexy or anything like that about it. It's not going to put your name in lights, and unfortunately, therefore, a lot of big ministries pay no attention to these broken kids and adults who would be healed in an environment like that. And that's why we want to do it, because it's really a great need.
Yeah. And that's the reason, again, that Sharon and I wound up here. If you'd like to find out more about the backstory that led to Whispering Ponies Ranch, Nita Horn's new biography, No Fences, learn the secret behind the and the significance of the plastic pony and how that all plays out. And we've got more to tell you about in just a moment about how you can be published at your story, your biography, by Defender Publishing coming up in just a couple of minutes. But we're excited for everything that's happening out there, and we are just honored to be a part of this. Nita Horn, Tom Horn, we thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert, and this is Skywatch TV. Most American families are just 72 hours away from disaster. Here at Skywatch TV, we hope we can help avoid that.
I have been given permission to tell about this massive deal. There's one packet where you get one of each of these, breakfast and entree buckets, and again, 25 years shelf life. With that, you will get 15 of these Wise Fire packets. You'll get one of this water bottle. It will filter 99.9% of the impurities out of your water. Also, you will get for free this awesome auto kit.
Now, there's another package.
There are 2 more packages. The second package, you get 3 of each bucket. You pay for those, and you get the auto kit free, you get the Wise Fire free, and you get 2 of these bottles. There's a third deal. You won't believe this one. You get 6 of each of these. You get the auto kit free, you get the Wise Fire free, you get 2 bottles. Guess what else? You get the Mac Daddy 50-gallon water storage container. If the electric grid goes down, one of these is going to come very handy.
3 packages for preparedness, one that feeds a family of 6 for a month, one that feeds a family of 6 for 3 months, and one that feeds a family of 6 for half a year, and of course that includes the 50-gallon water tank. You'll find all of those deals online, the Wise Food Preparedness Specials at skywatchtvstore.com. To celebrate the release of Nita Horn's inspiring new book, No Fences, Skywatch TV would like you to tell your story, because after all, even if you don't think so, you actually have a story.
Send in your story, and we are going to choose the 10 best, and they'll be published for Christmas release in an anthology of those stories, along with the book that you buy that is actually only $19.95. Am I right on that?
That's correct.
For free. Tom Horn, crazy guy, he's throwing in a journal which on its own, most of these retail for $20 on their own. So this journal is to help you start writing your story. When you buy the book, not only are you going to be enrolled in this and you can send in your story, but you'll get a plastic pony, you'll get a journal of your own, and the proceeds from the book are going to help fund the studio we're building for Skywatch Women, and Nita Horn is going to be one of our panel members.
The 10 authors who are selected for the anthology published by Defender Publishing in time for Christmas will also receive a $500 cash prize.
That'll go a long way at Christmas time, won't it?
Yes, it will. Even if your story is not one of those selected for the anthology, if you've taken the time to write your story, you've left a legacy for your children and for your grandchildren.
Amen to that.
For complete instructions and details on this opportunity, please log on to skywatchtv.com/nofences.